Hi, it's Shannon Thigpen with Shine Yoga. I thought this week we'd go back to some basics and look at mountain pose. Mountain pose is the standard posture that every other standing pose is derived from. And with this pose, our feet are the most important. Any standing pose, our feet are most important. You want to stand with your weight evenly distributed on the ball and heel of your feet. Good. If you're barefoot, it's even more challenging because you don't have the support of your shoes. Inhale, exhale, and lift the arches of your feet. Lifting the arches of your feet may be something that is more in theory if you have fallen or dropped arches and you pronate. You've heard those terms. It's almost impossible to lift, but I want you to still engage and have the feeling of or thinking of lifting the arches of your feet. And that will help you to engage the inner thigh and core, just like zip everything up from the inside. Now lift your toes and spread them. Good, breathing. Place your toes on the mat. Sometimes we'll even ask, pick up your toes again. Sometimes we'll even ask you to put your toes down from big toe, second, third, fourth, and pinky toe, which again is practically impossible, or pick them up from baby toe to big toe, place them down. The point is you want them to be relaxed, that you're not clawing your toes or clenching them into the mat. Breathe, please. Coming up, your ankles should now be neutral. Travel up to your knees. They should be soft, so they're not back as far as they could be. That helps you to activate the muscles in the quadriceps. So if you think of that line when they say, the ankle bone's connected to the knee bone's connected to, it's really important, like a stack of blocks, or if you're building a bridge, that the posture, the bones, the joints are aligned properly, because we have to work against this thing called gravity. Not easy, and that's why as we age over time, it's natural to, after all these years of gravitational pull, you start to round through the shoulders and back. So what we're trying to do is to counter that as best we can. And of course, with all of our work on devices, and our phones and in our cars, it just helps to accelerate that aging process. And we want to be as lengthened as possible. So from the feet to the ankles to the knees, real important, the hips. What happens a lot of times is we're putting our weight, we girls especially, put our weight on one hip or the other hip and kind of throw it out. Have your hips in. And then the other thing that a lot of us do, men and women, is we're arching the back excessively. There is strain in the low back. That causes a lot of the discomfort we have in our low back. And it also helps to weaken the abdominals. It's not easy to correct this, but it can be corrected. And the first thing that we have to do, if you place your hands on your hips, is shorten the distance, tilting the pelvis, right? Posteriorly, you shorten the distance between the top of your hip, put your hand on your hip bone, and the bottom of the rib. See, from here to here. That engages the core. That helps to strengthen the core. It also takes pressure off of your low back because you went from straining the low back to tailbone going down, lengthening now the low back. It's a totally different feeling of one that if you're not used to, it will feel like you're standing like Urkel. Truly. Practice that. Look in the mirror and see if you take the tailbone more towards the wall behind you than you are taking it down towards the ground. Then from there, lift the chest. Good. Shoulders down and relaxed, shoulder blades coming together. I'm in an anatomical position, which just means my palms are facing forward. We don't typically stand like that, but what's nice about doing that when you're standing in mountain, and we can put our arms all different kinds of ways, but this enables us to draw our shoulders down and together, which opens up the chest. So we want to open the chest without opening the abs, okay? Keep the distance there short using your core. Keep everything lifted up and drawn in. So the pelvic floor, you're lifting those muscles up and in. Shoulders relax. A lot going on for mountain, right? Relax your jaw and the muscles in your face. Good. Crown of the head is going towards the ceiling. So not the chin is not going towards the ceiling. The crown of the head is. Oh, and your ears are over your shoulders, not in front of the shoulders. When the muscles get really weak in the neck, you tend to jet forward. And as we age and we can't see the computer screen, we do it all day, those muscles get really weak. So you want to try and draw them back. And you'll feel a stretch in the back of the neck if those muscles are really weak when you bring the shoulders back into, the ears back into alignment. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles, arches lifted. Mountain pose. All right, let's do one variation. How about with arms at heart center and from mountain, one leg. And place it down. Okay, from mountain, standing on the opposite leg. That makes you engage your core. From mountain, let's do a rotation. Now, in this rotation, I'm choosing to ask you to keep your hips forward and rotate more from your waist. And come back. And that's a lot of work, drawing the navel in and then the opposite way. Good, and come back. All right, one more. And you can do, some repetitions of what we're doing right now on one leg with rotation. See me shaking here. And come down and do the other side. You really have to draw the navel in. Keep that alignment, hip, knee, ankle aligned. From mountain, single leg, going to single leg with rotation. So there you go, a couple of variations. There are so many we can do for mountain, and in another time we'll do a few more. But I just wanted to review mountain pose, essential for all of our standing poses in yoga. Start where you are and do what you can. You have greatness inside of you, and I believe in you. Namaste.